politics is there because the people are there. The policy have to be there because the people are there. If you remove the people from the equation, the politics is not complete, and the policy can never be complete. And that is the reason I do appeal to leaders, especially in Africa, that they should always ensure that in administering their policy, human beings should not be used as a placebo. That is for you to, instead of you to use using human beings as to test some policy. To me, it become like it's close to an aberration. It's like you want to test whether a particular drug is working, then you just hold yourself and just put the syringe or administer that drug when you are not sure the consequence of that very drug that you are trying to produce. Then you have to use sometimes maybe animal or other means. But a system in Africa whereby sometimes we now use human beings as placebo, then it's becoming a very, very big challenge. And that is the reason today's topic, we want to actually look one of these biggest challenge or issue in Nigeria. As I know that every one of us know that they say the beauty of government, the reason for government is to protect life and property. And if you remove life, then the environment of that individual, if he becomes becoming an endangered species, then it is a big problem, and it's a thing of concern to every one of us. And that is the reason we must look at this issue of today. And today we will be looking at kidnapping. Is it a transaction or a challenge? That's what you want to look at today. Is kidnapping in Africa, particularly in Nigeria, can we say is this the way it is now? What you have been seeing, what I have been seeing, is it a transaction or a challenge? And we will be looking at going to Kaduna at like a case study. And we will be joined by very, very wonderful Nigeria who are finding it difficult to wait for us to take over the world. These are very, very eminent Nigeria, wonderful Nigeria, patriotic Nigeria. They want this country to succeed. But before we go to the main topic of today, let's look at two issues. And this is, let me say, is an advice first. The first one is an advice. And the advice is just to the police division in Ado-Odo, Ogun State. This is an advice to you so that we don't go beyond the information that we have for now. Because I don't see any reason why one individual will tell you are aware that one individual will say that he will kill another person, and you are looking at this as it's not an issue. I think I don't know, because police is a law enforcement agency. So I want to appeal to the DPO. I was there, and I was the IPO of the case. I think there's nobody should be above the law, especially those that are threatening another individual life. Not only that, you destroy another person's crop. You are someone that farm, you go to someone's farm and you destroy his crop. And the police in Ado-Odo is aware of this. And you are robbing the guy with some, maybe, I don't understand. So I want to appeal to DPO Ado-Odo Police Division, and equally we need to appeal to Ogun State Police Command, please and please and please. I think this matter should not go beyond this level that we find ourselves now. So try and reach out to your men, and that Mr. Kosi Mono is not above the law. I know the Ado-Odo police, when I mention this name, they know. It's like the man, I don't know what he's doing for police in Ado-Odo. Even though someone is feeding you, should not spoil your job for you. So, DPO Ado-Odo, please and please, you push to sit down and do the needful. And at the end of the day, you should be able to sit this guy down. I'm talking of Kosimono is his name in Ado-Odo community. A fee that Maybe he even feel that the CP Auguste cannot do him anything, and that's why he can destroy another person's farm. Threatening my own father, for that matter. This is a father to me, and you are threatening and make effort to be there. And I don't think they should allow us to go beyond where we are now. So please and please. Then equally an advice too. This one is very funny. ASP Gloria, Ikorodu Shagamu Police Division. This lady led thug to another person's house. Thug with video. We have a video evidence of ASP Gloria leading thug, not another police officer, thug to a person's house. We have a video evidence. So we want to beg Ikorodu to, which area commander? Okay, let's say CP Lagos. Help us. I think this should be a very powerful woman. If she can lead talk instead of leading police, it's a very powerful woman. So I want to help. And leading those, what if those talk do something that is beyond? Then you now say police is not aware. I think it will be very, very funny. sorry for that. That is an advice. Now let's now go for some of the two national topics that we want to look at. And we will be privileged today again, as I said, having some wonderful Nigeria. I need to test that their audio is okay. They can hear me and I can hear them. All the way from Austria is, there are some Nigeria that anyway, they can't wait for Nigeria to succeed. They can't wait for Nigeria to take over the world for a good reason. It has been very, very conversant with what is going on in Nigeria, and he's saying we have a lot of brilliant, intelligent, wonderful people like him who are outside, who are in Nigeria, and they can push this country to the promised land. I'm talking of no other person than Chief Chijioke Alexander. He is a management accounting expert, he's a logistic expert, and he's a public affairs analyst. Talking to us all the way from Austria. Chief Oji, let me see if you can hear me. Can you hear me, Chief Oji? Can you hear me, Chief Oji? Can you hear us, Chief Oji? Hello? Hello, Chief Oji, can you hear us? Can you hear me? Yeah? Can you hear me, Chief Oji?
Hello?
Okay. You can hear us from the studio, right? Okay, so the audio is fluctuating. Okay. So that is Chief Oji will be joining us from Austria. It's a wonderful Nigeria. I said that he's a management accounting officer and expert. He's called a logistic expert, and he's a public affairs analyst. Very deep, very, very deep. A brilliant Nigeria.
The voice is gone again.
Wow. Okay, I think we will just be trying so that our very, very wonderful engineer will try and fix
Please,
it.
I lost the audio from my end for over 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. We'll try and do something about that. Joining us from Kaduna is a very, very wonderful individual. Isaac Tanko is the National Secretary of Middle Belt Generation Next. He'll be talking to us from Kaduna. Isaac, can you hear me? Isaac, can you hear me? Comrade Isaac, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Comrade Isaac? Okay. In the studio is my very, very wonderful brother. He's a philosopher. He's an author. He's a Niger Delta activist. I'm not talking of any other person than Mr. Somi Uranta, live with us in the studio. Oga Somi, thank you very much for joining us and your support to this show. Okay. That is a very, very wonderful one. And I'm trying to, because I want to do something that I want them to listen to. So the first thing we want to look at today is for us to scratch this issue of tax. Tax, that's the first thing we need to actually quickly look at. That is not this for us to look at it. Can you hear me, Oga Oji and Isaac? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's just coming very faint now. The voice is coming very faint, but maybe we'll just manage.
Okay, what of Mr. Comrade Isaac? Can you hear me?
Yes, it's faint too from this end, but I lost your audio for over 5 minutes.
Wow. I think, okay, let's see. We are going to play a statement from the Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces of the United States of America. By extension, some people call it Uncle Mazi. And again, he's looking at himself as the Commander-in-Chief of the world. But let's listen to him. And what I want us to pick from there is he's looking at every almost all his statements, America. And in this statement, toward the tail end, he mentioned the issue of tax. That what effort that he's making to see how he can reduce taxes, that burden from the citizen of United States of America. So let's listen to him, please. And when we come back and have a few conversation, I will let's hear your own take on from his statement on the issue of that. Because if you look at this our own tax regime, the more I study the whole process, the more it's as if I did confused. Let's put it that way. But let's listen to Donald Trump. Then we come back and continue the conversation.
Well, thank you very much, Larry. It's great to be back in beautiful Davos, Switzerland, and to address so many respected business leaders, so many friends, few enemies, and all of the distinguished guests. It's a who's who, I will say that. I've come to this year's World Economic Forum with truly phenomenal news from America. Yesterday marked the one-year anniversary of my inauguration, and today, after 12 months back in the White House, our economy is booming, growth is exploding, productivity is surging, investment is soaring, incomes are rising, inflation has been defeated, our previously open and dangerous border is closed and virtually impenetrable, and the United States is in the midst of the fastest and most dramatic economic turnaround in our country's history. Under the Biden administration, America was plagued by the nightmare of stagflation, meaning low growth, and high inflation, a recipe for misery, failure, and decline. But now, after just 1 year of my policies, we are witnessing the exact opposite: virtually no inflation and extraordinarily high economic growth. Growth like I believe you'll see very shortly our country has never seen before, perhaps no country has ever seen before. Over the past 3 months, core inflation has been just 1.6%. Meanwhile, fourth quarter growth is projected to be 5.4%, far greater than anybody other than myself and a few others had predicted. Since the election, the stock market has set 52.
Have been, especially currently at the meeting that they have been having, is almost all his statement talking America is. We are just like, are we even secondary, or we are not even on his own district? I don't think we are even qualified to be a tertiary. So he's talking of America, how to make life very, very conducive for American people. What do you think we can be doing for us? But if you look at our own side, it's like on the contrary. And secondly, our people are thinking of how to take almost all our fortune to outside this nation. So what kind of water do you think Donald Trump is taking that we can borrow it for some of our lawmakers, commissioners, ministers to be taking?
Well, in the first world, the First World Order, civilized nations, what makes them civilized is the fact that what the kind of people that they elect into offices are leaders. But here in the third world, the developing, some oftentimes even retrogressing world, what we have, in this part of the world are not leaders but rulers. A kind of army of occupation, a kind of soldiers of fortune, even though they are in agbada, they are in civilian attire, suit, and what have you. An army of occupation. So the essence of governance is to bring about the greatest good for the greatest number of people. And that is what a leader will always go for. But rulers want to create a situation where they just do for themselves because they don't care about anybody. That also accounts for how they came to power. How did they come to power? Did the people actually vote them in? Did they find their way? Did they wangle their way through? Did they hijack the system? So these are the things that comes to play. That is why the sanctity of the ballot is always very important. And you will notice that in third world countries, if not even fourth world countries, there is one thing that stands very clear. You can never find clean electoral process. No. They want to have it so shady so that they'll be able to, bulldoze their way through, and because they are not leaders, they are not aspiring to be leaders.
But they then said they will tell you that this is one of the best elections. So far, the election is free and fair. Many African countries.
They will say that. Go to Cameroon. Is it not Paul Biya? He will tell you that it's the best election ever. Go to Uganda. Museveni will tell you, the opposition who is fighting, he said, my friend, you don't know what you are saying. This is the best election. But you see, the world are watching. Before now, they used to say that the world is a global village. But today, the world is a global parlor. We're all seated on the table. Everyone is seeing one another. So there's no prank you play that the world will not take notice of. And they will respond to you in that way. Why is it that there are a lot of countries, they don't need to get visa to go to different places? But those countries...
Mr. Somi, sorry for we stop at those countries. I learned the audio, the video is available now.
Let's hear.
Austin, can we try that? And these are people, our brother from Mr. Isaac Oji. I think they can hear us, right? Oga Oji, can you hear us?
It's really fair. Okay, but
Okay. Let's hear what Donald Trump is saying.
Yes, I watched that commentary while he delivered it, and there was some sketch of it. But let's go. I can hear you now. If you can hear me, I can't hear you at all.
I can hear you very clear.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Tanko, Comrade Tanko, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So let's listen to Donald Trump. Okay, let's listen to Donald Trump, because I equally sent it to you before. I know that you have idea of what is in there. Now let's give the benefit of doubt to our listener, please. Then we'll come back.
You enemies and all of the distinguished guests. It's a who's who, I will say that. I've come to this year's World Economic Forum with truly phenomenal news from America. Yesterday marked the one-year anniversary of my inauguration, and today, after 12 months back in the White House, our economy is booming, growth is exploding, productivity is surging, investment is soaring, incomes are rising, inflation has been defeated, our previously open and dangerous border is closed and virtually impenetrable, and the United States is in the midst of the fastest and most dramatic economic turnaround in our country's history. Under the Biden administration, America was plagued by the nightmare of stagflation, meaning low growth, and high inflation, a recipe for misery, failure, and decline. But now, after just 1 year of my policies, we are witnessing the exact opposite. Virtually no inflation and extraordinarily high economic growth. Growth like I believe you'll see very shortly our country has never seen before, perhaps no country has ever seen before. Over the past 3 months, core inflation has been just 1.6%. Meanwhile, fourth quarter growth is projected to be 5.4%, far greater than anybody other than myself and a few others had predicted. Since the election, the stock market has set 52 all-time high records. So that's in 1 year, 52 records, adding $9 trillion in value to retirement accounts, 401ks, and people's savings. People are doing very well. They're very happy with me. Since my inauguration, we've lifted more than 1.2 million people off of food stamps, and after 4 years in which Biden secured less than $1 trillion of new investment in our country. Think of that, 1 trillion, substantially less than that. In 4 years, we've secured commitments for a record-breaking $18 trillion, and we think when the final numbers come out, they'll be closer to $20 trillion of investment. That's never been done by any country at any time, not even close. Just over 1 year ago, under the radical left Democrats, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. In fact, the United States economy is on pace to grow at double the rate that was projected by the IMF just last April. And with my growth and tariff policies, it should be much higher. I really believe it can be much higher than that. And this is all great news, and it's great for all nations. The USA is the economic engine on the planet, and when America booms, the entire world booms. It's been the history. When it goes bad, it goes bad. You all follow us down, and you follow us up, and we're at a point that I don't believe we've ever been. I never thought we could do it this quickly. My biggest surprise is I thought it would take more than a year, maybe like a year and 1 month. But it's happened very quickly. This afternoon, I want to discuss how we have achieved this economic miracle, how we intend to raise living standards for our citizens to levels never seen before, and perhaps how you too and the places where you come from can do much better by following what we're doing, because certain places in Europe are not even recognizable, frankly, anymore. They're not recognizable. And we can argue about it, but there's no argument. Friends come back from different places, I don't want to insult anybody, and say, I don't recognize it. And that's not in a positive way, that's in a very negative way. And I love Europe, and I want to see Europe go good, but it's not heading in the right direction. In recent decades, it became conventional wisdom in Washington and European capitals that the only way to grow a modern Western economy was through ever-increasing government spending, unchecked mass migration, and endless foreign imports. The consensus was that so-called dirty jobs and heavy industry should be sent elsewhere, that affordable energy should be replaced by the Green New Scam, and that countries could be propped up by importing new and entirely different populations from faraway lands. This was the path that Sleepy Joe Biden administration and many other Western governments very foolishly followed, turning their backs on everything that makes nations rich and powerful and strong. And there's so much potential in so many nations. The result was record budget and trade deficits and a growing sovereign deficit, driven by the largest wave of mass migration in human history. We've never seen anything like it. Quite frankly, many parts of our world are being destroyed before our very eyes, and the leaders don't even understand what's happening. And the ones that do understand aren't doing anything about it. Virtually all of the so-called experts predicted my plans to end this failed model would trigger a global recession and runaway inflation. But we we have proven them wrong. It's actually just the opposite. In 1 year, our agenda has produced a transformation like America has not seen in over 100 years. Instead of closing down energy plants, we're opening them up. Instead of building ineffective, money-losing windmills, we're taking them down and not approving any. Instead of empowering bureaucrats, we're firing them, and they're going out and getting jobs in the private sector for 2 and 3 times what they were making in government. So they started off hating me when we fired them, and now they love me. Instead of raising taxes on domestic producers, we're lowering them and raising tariffs on foreign nations to pay for the damage that they caused. In 12 months, we have removed over 270,000 bureaucrats from the federal payrolls, the largest single-year reduction in government employment since the end of World War.
Raymond, that is the voice of DJ Trump, the president of the United States. Let me start from the studio. Mr. Somi Oranta, listening to Donald Trump, especially, he's talking of, instead of raising the tax, he's making effort to bring it down. Then equally emphasized on the issue of job creation. And that's the reason I want us to quickly look at it. My elementary commerce in my secondary school, I learned, except my teacher, I need to go and collect my school fees back, that the meaning of tax is a fraction of your income. And I think if you listen to, as we listen to Donald Trump, he's talking about how Nigeria should be having income, how they can generate more job and the rest of them. What do you think? How do we know the meaning of tax in Nigeria, whereby our own tax? So me at the talk, I've been saying that the team that actually brought this tax, they just cash out. Because it's a big, for you to be, I was thinking that, I don't know why I did not use a very nice soap to wash that, so I will be part of the team that we equally cash out. Emphasis on what they can get from Nigeria, what they can get. I was thinking that for now, we should be discussing with the National Directorate of Employment so that Nigeria will get a job. They will now put the issue of tax on the table. How do we now get the percentage from tax?
We are in a system that loves to major in the minor and minor in the major. Rather than think of how to strengthen the economy, rather than plan on how to create an enabling environment for entrepreneurship to thrive, they are building roadblocks and hurdles, on the way or in the way of entrepreneurship, in the way of enterprise. Do business, try to do business in Nigeria. Anywhere, is it Lagos, is it Port Harcourt, is it Sokoto, anywhere. But I'm speaking to the area, I'm in Lagos. The problem that entrepreneurs are faced, and by the way, the entrepreneurs, the small SMEs, medium, small enterprises, those are the ones that the engine block or engine
that's what he said. He
yes, of every economy. So when you create impediments, you create hurdles, what do you want them to do? How do you buoy up such an economy? Is it from the tax you pay? Is it from the electricity bill? Is it from the power? That electricity is not there. I understand that there's a problem again since last.
Yes, I didn't have lights. In fact, I've plugged my power bank and my phone in this studio now. For how many? Almost 2-3 days now. We don't have light. People around Ejigbo should be able to.
Meanwhile, we are on band A. They are charging you premium charge. Yes, you're not getting it. So when you create all these impediments, how will the economy grow? How do you tax? You mentioned tax. How do you tax people
who are not generating any income?
I wonder. The little they have, you are taking it away. A businessman whose business capital is diminishing, his business is also diminishing. So if you are pushing him to start spending his capital, after it's just a matter of time, he will become redundant. He'll be out of business. He will close shop.
Let me ask Mr. Chijioke. You are in Austria. I know that they say we'll be copying from you. People will be paying a lot of taxes there before I come to my brother in Kaduna. Mr. Oji, tax. Tab is a fraction of the income. What do you think? How do you, our own style that we are talking of collecting, not thinking of how to? Because I was thinking that the emphasis would have been, National Directorate of Employment. We want to ensure that every month or quarterly, we want to see how many young Nigerians that are getting job. I have a girl now that finished Unilag, Actual Science first class. I don't with the submitting CV everywhere. First class in Actual Science. No, never. They struggle for job because no senator among his family, no governor, no ministers, and the rest of the. Oji, how do you manage tax in Austria?
All right. Thank you once again for having me. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes, very clear.
Very, very.
Okay, still a struggle to hear you here, but I could hear, beats.
Just manage.
Okay, the thing is, I think our problem within the system in Nigeria is usually the approach, the approach by people in authority to implement a certain idea. Once an idea comes to them, in most cases they don't probe it properly, and in most cases the people who should be advising them, the people in authority are the ones, the figureheads are the ones advising the advisors. And it's expected that when an idea comes, it should be probed internally. There should be a kitchen cabinet that looks at the pros and the cons before implementation. And once these things are hurriedly pushed out, is when they begin to see the problems. And in most cases, they are too rigid, to bend because they don't want to see themselves as disappointments or have failed. But if you look at the outcry most Nigerians have been pouring out and their sentiments expressed, especially with top auditing firms like KPMG and some who have, chosen not to come out public as an official statement, but to have, in various platforms criticize the new tax laws. Shows that there's a lot the government ought to do in terms of bringing it to reality. Bringing it to reality is comparing it to actual workable tax reform. But again, I want to also commend the fact that Oyedele had this ambition to bring about a change in our tax system. But I would have expected him to look at other factors more, especially in the waivers. The way our system of taxing and the tax regimes have always been run, first of all, is as a result of non-transparent actors who play the role of administering the taxes. And in most cases, the civic education to the citizens is always a missing point, a missing link. So you find out that because of these differences, it's always difficult for the payee himself, the individual who is paying based on their earnings, to be carried along. Ordinarily, every citizen should be able to compute their taxes and know what exactly is their own dues or entitlements to be paid to the Nigerian as the state. But because of the fact that it is always, lumped up in a way that doesn't have any basic explanations, and if Oyedele aim was to tax the rich and the super rich, because it seems that the current economy has eliminated the middle class. He has not achieved that because what you've simply done is in a hurried cut and paste thing that would still give the rich, who today are still working free, still spraying money, like as if they print the monies at home. And that's why, and that's the reason because they have not taken into cognizance the key areas that every country that is centered on development should look into. And if you look at the waiver and the attitude placed, because of the non-transparent nature of our doing businesses in the country, it makes it difficult to even hold anybody accountable. I began with questioning the morals or the judgments to which the previous administration under Mohamed Buhari, adjudged and came up with the principle of if your businesses did not earn in net, in the word is net, that means after you've taken out all the taxable incomes and everything, and is determined that your business did not make a net profit of 25 exempted from tax, that automatically gave a lot of businesses exemptions of not paying taxes, and that was definitely not healthy for our dear country. What we should have done is leave to the world on pay as you earn. It meant that if you earn 1,000 naira, even if it's 10 naira you paid as taxes, that is your civic responsibility. But you apply it in a way first that the individual who is earning should be able to live, should be able to move around, which is transport themselves from one place or to other. Because these are the key indications that every economy, just as in Austria, does. They make sure that every basic minimum wage, let's say in the case of Austria, which is about 1,700 euros, within the 1,700 euros, you can conveniently pay for your flat. For instance, in the Vienna, the city capital of the country, you can get flats between 300 to 400 or 420 euros. Conveniently be able to pay your taxes and still be able to pay your living wage of your flat. Your feeding, ideally, if you're a single person, shouldn't exceed maybe max of 150 or 200 euros. Then it comes to now the general public taxing system, which is, for instance, your transportation. An average of 33 euros max on a yearly ticket, which is deducted on every month. 33 euros entitles you to move around the entire whole month on all, I use the word, all the transport systems in the country that is flying within Vienna. It includes the train, it includes the speed trains, it includes the trains that come from other countries so long as they've entered into the city of Vienna and you ride in it. That ticket of 33 euros covers you for a month. It includes all the buses, day and night. It includes all the trams, day and night. It includes all the, so long as the transport moving, you can hop on it and go to anywhere of your choice. So long as your 33 euros have been debited and you have your card on you. Now you go to the next variables of what's in the market. Things don't jump overnight because of people trying to pass the taxes to the consumers. You cannot go to the market you want to buy a tomato which you're used to buying for 49 cents and suddenly you find it at €1 or €1.50. I haven't heard of it happen here in Austria or any of the neighboring countries. Why? Because in most cases that goods and services become expensive, it's as a result of the producer or the entrepreneur transferring the costs or the taxes to the consumers. But in most cases in Nigeria, of course, we know how it is. You can wake up in the morning, what you bought last night has suddenly jumped to, over 300%. And including the price protection agency or the consumer protection agency, still go to the same market. All you do is that you grumble internally. Because who do you ask why overnight these indices have changed? And bringing it back to the tax system. For instance, the initial provisions in the taxes of the old tax systems, of course, we know can no longer apply, especially with the level of inflations and the damage to our economy, which indeed has brought so much, set back those taxes. For instance, the reliefs that were given to families, which were to your mother is 2,500, to your father 2,500, to 4 children is the same equivalence, which is 2,500. So the tax relief of a taxpayer is 10,000 naira for a family of 4. What about those who have produced about 13 or 15 children in the north and in the south, on some part of the country? That means that you're on your own. And in most cases, because of those tax reliefs, we're not talking about monthly. We're talking about these reliefs were yearly reliefs. So it is no longer applicable in our current economy and country. But what I would have expected is that the country would have taken into cognizance. The minimum wage said to be, we don't know if all the states in the country has even implemented that, is 70,000 naira. What is the taxable income in the entire totality of the year? So first of all, is even the 70,000 naira a livable wage? The answer is no. There is not in any village that I'm aware of that 70,000 naira can feed a single individual for a month, or even transport them, or even pay their rents and take care of other additional things. I'm not aware, not even in my own village. So, but then, this is what the country has found itself. Now, the tax administrator has come up to say, we're giving waivers. Who covers for the majority of these earners who, stand as the majority bulk of the country? Nigeria is the only country that after over 15 or 16 years more than that, I believe, when we had the last census, the
2006.
different, sorry?
2006.
Okay, yeah. So you can imagine the length of years we have left to people projecting an imaginary figures. I think it's the very first country I will hear the first lady of the country come out and quote based on records before her that Nigeria has exploded to 250 million. And just a few days ago, the Minister of Finance projected that Africa will be 400 billion by 2050. So you can imagine, that's the kind of country we're having. And these are probably the figures that Oyedele is working with. Because he wakes up in the morning and thinks, okay, the Nigerian population is 250 million or 300 million people. And because of that, he believes that the people he sees on the street that comes to the rallies, those are the people that are the workforce. So in his estimation, yes, probably about over 190 million of them are working. So if 190 million of them are working, it simply means that the higher earners may be 150 million people. So that's where he's basing his projections to earn. And based on that, he doesn't even see the lapses. Now, this is a country that has continued to borrow. And most of these borrowings are not accounted and do not translate to realities of
Chief Oji, sorry for cutting in. Maybe Oga, the consultant for the tax, when you say he thought every person that is there is working, maybe he's trying to differentiate or trying to harmonize trekking and walking. You can be trekking everywhere. It's as if so far you are trekking, you are actually walking, because the data from your own submission and the data that this man actually use, they need serious investigation, because and that is the reason maybe that was equally lead to us having a dual tax law. They say one is gazetted, one is not gazetted, but that's story for another day. Let me quickly get Comrade Tanko in here. Have you paid your tax? Because I've gotten my own tax number. Despite that, I just have for notes on Nigeria, you just have to do something to avoid them busting into a corner. Tanko, how far?
Good morning.
Yeah, morning. Yeah. What is your position about the tax? The tax law.
Well, honestly, I have not really given the tax law the needed attention or priority, because I know in the Nigerian system, this might work, this might not work. And then there are already people are struggling both from the low, the high, the middle, resisting it, even from the National Assembly. The crisis, the rejection is still looming. And but let me go back down to why we don't even need it. First and foremost, we are battling with systemic sabotage. That even if this tax comes to stay, at the end of the day, accountability is going to be another problem. Because in a country where productivity is completely poor, we rely solely on importation. We don't manufacture anything. And the government and the politician or the system is preoccupied by self sufficiency, then I don't see any reason why we should come up with any tax law at this point. Be that as it may, it's a good thing to to increase taxes to be very very about tax. But somehow, if you look at the income of an average Nigerian, just like my friend Mr. Oji has spelled out, someone who is earning 70,000 as minimum wage, which at the end of the day, 30,000 or sometimes 40,000 alone cannot cover your transport within the month. And then taxes have been taken from that same 70,000 that is basically your money.
Hello, comrade. Okay, we'll be expecting him back. But let's see who enter the next the other topic. Austin, let's. I want every one of us to listen to. It's a very short video, and this happened because that is the basis of our discussion. When our very very respected IGP went to defend budget some times ago, and what actually transpired, and think that is what is going to be the basis of our conversation
Hello?
for the next topic. Yes, comrade, are you back?
Hello?
Are you back, comrade?
Yes, sorry. Yes, the network is very poor here today.
Okay. I was even moving to the next topic because you are going to you are very you give us some information. We are moving to the next topic. Kidnapping in Nigeria, is it a challenge or a transaction? That is what we want to look at. And let's listen to what transpired when they were discussing issue of budget for the police then, when IGP saw this very wonderful, distinguished, excellent IGP trying to defend the budget sometime in our lifetime or under his administration. Let's listen to that. Then I will now come to you, Comrade Tanku, to start what actually happened in Kaduna this week.
Can I recognize Mr. Chairman? Thank you very much. I am from Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Chairman, I don't know if I'm the only person, but I doubt. What the IGP is reading is quite different from the document we have. No, sir, we are all here for budget.
This is a wonderful, distinguished, eminent lawmaker. Nigeria, people that Nigeria voted for and say, good here, debate for us, check, do your oversight function and the rest of them. A very respected IGP then want to present a budget and look at what actually happened. It becoming like a national embarrassment. And that is the reason I say, let us look at it. I will take it the conversation from here. You don't plan security today. It's like what you have planned. It's just as country do budget for annually, they equally planned the way the security agency, the security formation in that country will function very, very well. I don't know. No, I said it here that in security conversation, just some people that may not be privileged to know what is going on. Like America, maybe OG will confront in Austria. You if you are not like, I don't. It's always very, very tough for you to be aware of the conversation of what is going on with the security, how the operation, the financing, and the rest of them. This is a very, very wonderful, eminent IGP trying to present a budget. I'm not going to blame him, but I'm not blame those who are supposed to help him. If you want to go out, go out. Someone is asking you, what I have is different from what our very respected IGP is reading. You say, yes, forget about that. I don't know. And that does take us to Kaduna. These are what caused some of those security lapses that we are having in Nigeria. This week, something happened in Kajuru. And the CP Kaduna said, if you have evidence, bring it out. Because from the information that they have, nothing like that happened. There's no kidnapping. What people are saying, 177 wonderful Nigeria. In one way or the other, some of them might have cast their vote for senator, governor, House of Rep members, State House of Assembly, the president. But let's listen to Tanko. Tanko, take us through your observation, what you found out in respect of the kidnapping in Kaduna this week. Comrade Tanko.
Well, thank you for having me. Kidnapping in Nigeria, mostly in northern Nigeria, particularly the northwest, where I hail from, is basically transactional. And just like you see, all of us so, on the budget presentation, the lack of sincerity, the lack of honesty, and political will to actually combat crime, the complete absence of accountability and transparency, brought us where we are today. Because, number one, let me talk about the budget presentation first. It is a national embarrassment to see a whole committee of a National Assembly, while somebody is bringing an observation that what the IGP is reading from what he has is completely different, and then a co-legislator is telling him to forget about it before the war. This goes down to how budgets are being.
Hello? Hello? I think it's network. Before you come, hello, comrade. Comrade Tanko. Okay, let me pick.
In budget.
Okay.
Just to, at the end of the day. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes, yes, just go.
Hello?
Go on, Comrade Tanko, we can hear
Sorry,
you.
my network is very bad here.
Okay.
Okay, it has been gone off.
Okay.
So let me talk about the kidnapping. On the 18th of September, January 2026, this kidnapping stormed a village called Kaurangwali and then kidnapped 177 people from that community. Before that incident happened, on the 11th of January 2026, they stormed that same community, kidnapped 20 people around 9 p.m. and then demanded a ransom of 2.6 million naira, which was actually paid. Then, because they now, it's like they pre-assessed the community to know if actually the community
It's
is going to
viable.
afford that amount of money they demanded from the beginning. So you see clearly they returned a week later and kidnapped 177. You see, it is purely transactional. And then unfortunately, the security system completely is porous. You know, that some of these security men, both the police, the DSS, the military intelligence, whatever security platform you can think of, is involved because there is this suspicion and then continuous allegations that there are security personnel that are involved in these transactions. Now, they came after a week and 77 and later placed a demand that 29 million should be paid to them for the lost motorcycles they had along that route. When the 29 million naira is being paid, now negotiations can begin on what is going to be paid as ransom before the kidnapped people will be released. Unfortunately, this information did not come to the public through the government. It came from the community. While the government is busy saying they will find a way of rescuing them without any negotiations or whatever way means they are going to take in bringing out these people. But yet, if you look at the connection between the people and the government, nobody is believing the government because of lack of accountability. The police commissioner, Kaduna State Command, who came openly and denied that there were no attacks. Well, we don't know his reasons. We don't know why they did that. But to me, I think it was just a systematic way of trying to conceal this to give the United States, which is already trying to, take over this fight itself from the Nigerian government. So it's just a way to conceal the information to give a notion that there was nothing of such, but still we turn around in conjunction with the state government to go and pay ransoms to these kidnappers and then rescue the people back to the community. And at the end of the day, they will tell you that no amount of money was paid. Now, in paying this ransom, police is involved, community leaders are involved, the government is involved. Nobody will know how much is being paid. Even if monies are released at the end of the day, the negotiations between the kidnappers and then those who are going to pay the ransom.
Wow, wow, wow. I think that meeting and we find a way to send another link so that Mr. Tanko will assist us to finish up. But let me come to the studio for while we are waiting for them to join us back. Mr. Somi, first, because I have to bring that thing in because the problem is not today. We have to look back sometime before you continue on a particular journey. You look back and see what are the gap in the past that you need to find a way to correct them and move on. A very, very respected, wonderful IGP is presenting a budget, and a lawmaker who represents observation is a keep quiet. Forget about that. There's a lawmaker. We do see other lawmakers across the world having some issue whenever there is a debate. What is your take?
See, with that incident that occurred during that budget defense event, you need not bother to think or start cracking your head. How come that we have a tax law, a tax bill that is different from the one that is gazetted? You need not bother. With that, you need not bother. Why is it that things happen the way budgets are presented and is padded up to 6 trillion will be added to the budget, by the legislature without the input of the executive? You need not bother all these things. You need not bother asking how come millions of naira will be spent on a single solar light, solar street light? Millions will be spent on it.
But we are talking of security here, Mr. Oranta.
Now, if it can happen in all those other ones, security, and if that is happening, do you need to bother to ask? Do you need to go and meet a diviner, a soothsayer, to tell you why the police can come to Kaduna?
Carry 177 people.
These are human beings, even if it's one individual. The Americans came to Nigeria at the border between Nigeria and Niger Republic. They came in with their elite called
for
force.
one individual.
One individual. They came in, rescued this guy, finished the terrorists, and went back. On their way back, they informed Nigeria that we actually came. You see, when you talk about citizenship and sovereignty, these things go hand in hand. When a people become so lackadaisical, become so nonchalant about what citizenship is all about, it also impinges on sovereignty. So when I hear people start shouting, oh, Nigeria is a sovereign nation, hello, how are you saying that?
We are sovereign nation.
Yes, in paper. What about in practice? So if somebody who at that level of security, you will not, because this is not an open situation. It's a committee that is supposed to vet, the whole process.
The whole process. Now, I think we have a comrade back, and we have a OG back from Australia. A comrade Tanko, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Please.
Okay.
I don't mean my network is very, very poor today.
Okay. We are at a point of the people that have been kidnapped, the one they pay for them to pay for their Okada that was destroyed or stolen, 29 million, and before this last 177 kidnapped, 20 were kidnapped and 6 million were paid. It showed that that community have money. That's why they become customer Danny. I'm sorry to use that word.
Well, I doubt it that they are poor farmers. They sold off their grains, their cattle, and then possibly got help from individuals, maybe who are outside the community, to raise 2.6 million, which took them some days. These terrorists don't care where you get money from. So their demands sometimes are very funny. Somebody will just kidnap a community member before you know they are placing a demand of 100 million. As if you have a well or you have a reservoir where you just go and fetch this money out, or you just speak and then begin to perform magic, and then you start vomiting money out. So it's transactional. They don't really care how, where, and how you get the money, because they believe once you have somebody in captivity, you will go to any length to look for money. So I think that is just their tactics, and that is their pattern.
Now, comrade,
it's not something that is going to stop.
Yeah, the first information was 177. They say 11 escape. It become number come down to 166, right?
Yes.
Those 166, where are they now? What information do you? Where is those our wonderful sister, mother, father, uncle? Where are they? And I call it land that there is a community that I think they are land about is it 138 people we call it kidnap, a community very close to that very place. But that one was not reported.
That 138 is not close to that community. It's entirely from a different local government.
Okay.
Within Southern Kaduna region. It's called Kauru local government.
Tauru.
All this local government, the recent happening is in Kajuru local government.
Okay.
So totally, just within two local governments, we have about 304 people in the hands of these kidnappers.
Wait. Ogatango, sorry for.
I don't really have.
Ogatango, sorry for cutting. It means that even me, I'm guilty. You are guilty. Somi Oranta is guilty because we are talking of 166, but you are telling us that this element, this criminal, have 304 Nigeria with them.
just within two local governments in Kaduna State, two
Ha.
different local governments. The total number is
God,
304.
God
Then
Almighty.
there are pockets of, you know, kidnaps from local government to local government that are not even recorded. You know, you can go to some local government, you have like 10, 15, 2, 3, 1 or so that are still in captivity. So by the time you sum up the number, I believe within Southern Kaduna, I don't think if we can have less than 350 all put together. But the 138 was not recorded because the government concealed the information completely, not to be on the public domain. This 138 is a scenario that happened between October 2025 and then January 2026. So you can see how bad it is. And in this, you know, in most cases, people lost their lives. So if we say we are going to put up the total mortality rate, you know, due to the activities of these kidnappers, definitely within that period to now, I think we can have more than 50 or close to 50 within the two local governments. It has been happening unabatedly. That is the truth.
Okay, let me come to Chief Oji. Chief Oji, let me come to you. You know, in the news, we are with 177, 11 escape, now 166. But Tanko is telling us now that there was the previous 138, not to talk of 20, that those ones they settled their business, they end that transaction already. So, and what do you think? What informed the CP Kaduna, Mohammed Rabiu, to say maybe he is not sure? Because I know that very place they will have a divisional police officer or area commander very close to that very place that is not sure, and even said, if you have evidence, let us see it. Now we see not only evidence that we see now, we have seen over evidence. Chief Oji, if it happen in Austria, what do you think people like you would be doing, or the government they would be doing?
First of all, the man would automatically even relieve himself of his duties because what you've seen is a gross incompetence. If indeed he said they're still investigating, which is usually the lacuna words the Nigerian police never misses to use in most situations. Just like you can see vehicles parked for over 10, 20 years that happen to have had accidents just by the police station, and the police ends up investigating it for 50 years or 20 years. Nobody, queries them. But when you see the level of decay to the point where it is said that the fish begins to rotten from the head, if the IG of police has not been held accountable and has been culpable, the word culpable means that the people he is charged with the responsibility to protect that are constantly being killed and maimed, and nobody is suing them to court. Now, he has not been held accountable for this. How do you expect the CP, who is on the lower cadre? The CP is about 6th to 7th position away from the IG, because after the CP you have the AIG, you have
DIG first.
DIG, you even have other cadres of reporters. The CP doesn't even have access in chain of command to the IG. You understand? So, bringing it home, it is today's reality of Nigerian states. The first thing was, why was the governor, who says he is the chief security officer, in a hurry to convene such meeting? As usual, to discredit the people, so that it becomes a war against the people. And why? Because the media is in the pocket of the state's #1 citizen. Now flagged by the military, who have become complicit. Because in that meeting, and the media news aired that same day, featured some military personnel who probably may be acting as commandants of certain sections of the chains of commands in the state. And let us not forget that Kaduna State should ideally be one of the safest states in the country because of the military formations and the sensitivity of that state. The Kaduna state that I know has the largest armory and the largest military constant visitation. It is within the same Kaduna you have the NASA barrack, which has the largest underground storage of ammunition in the country. It is still the same Kaduna that you have the largest training for militaries that are carried out routinely, in most cases in every quarter. It is the same Kaduna that houses the various bunks and bunkers where military formations of testing of equipments are conducted. Because I was a witness to this in 1998. And I can tell, but there's so many things we cannot put out because of the sensitivity of the security situation in our dear country. But here we are, the same state that houses the largest training for our mobile police officers, who are combatant police officers, is the same state that is being bedeviled with all kinds of security issues in the past 15 years. And the best that the people charged with responsibility of protecting the lives and properties could do is to come out and discredit the people and shock them. If not that these people have become emboldened to say, if you must kill everybody, kill us all. Otherwise, it would have completely been shut down. And I can tell you, from the dictatorial attitude in the southeast, if the governors had done this, you will never hear of such outspokenness from the community. So, first of all, we must give credit to the community for speaking out loud. Then, coming to the question you asked me, if this kind of thing would have happened with the 7 police officers still retaining his position, the answer would be no, because there will be not just be demand for him to completely be disengaged from that service, but he should be held accountable. Because in this case, what he has simply done is to put those people to murder. He will be tried for attempted murder, and in most cases, he may be convicted. Because what he has simply done is to either pose himself as a part of the syndicacy or trying to ensure that the truth never comes to light. And that's one of the things that an average Nigerian must begin to speak up and leave behind this idea of sentiments of religion or ethnicity, which has never brought any of our people gains. It has always been about personal attributes and gains to the people that our people kill themselves for. If you look at the policing nature of our dear communities and our country, it is not just laughable, but I will say that God has been so kind to us that He even protects us with and shields us with His own arms. Because ordinarily, look at the entire policing system that gobs and swallows the amount of enormous budgets that have been happening, every year. Mr. Joseph, can you please tell Nigerians how many of the police stations you have been to, and on the desk you can see them taking informations with even the basic outdated PC? Or that you can go to any of the police stations or police formation or the area commands and you find within the area commander who is actually the peak at each of these communities, with the public system, be it a laptop or a PC, let's even use the word outdated, that you can search the records of wanted persons. Is there any command that you have been to in the recent time or in the past 5 years, let's even say in the recent time, that an area commander is in possession of a public computer that is networked to the Nigerian police force, that is meant to have the records of the filings and easily retrievable or easily passable information from one PC to the other on issue related to crimes. And this is the same people that come out to tear all kinds of funny borrowed languages that they are not even competent to use. And we're talking about the 21st century, that billions and billions are allocated. Tell me any of the commands you have been to and you have seen a police organizing unit.
Okay, let me tell you one.
If you go to a Balende police barrack, you will see that they had the mechanical units of the police within the barracks where they could maintain and repair police broken down vehicles.
Okay, you asked me a question. Let me answer you. I can tell you of Pedro police station that almost 2 years ago, 2 young Nigerians lost inside police station. We'll never see them. Okay. inside police,
yes.
Maybe there's underground there. Pedro police station here in Lagos. Two young guys lost inside Pedro police station since the last 2 years. The DPO have been changed. Nobody, the woman, they don't cry tire.
Nobody
is held accountable. 2 children lost inside a police, not be outside though, inside cell. I met the IPO, but Mr. Somi, transaction or a challenge. Security is everything revolve around security. Is it education? Is it health? Is it, if we get the security issue right, then every other thing, we will not even be begging any investor to come. So what do you think we should be doing now? That the real people should be discussing security matter. Not look at the House of Assembly. This is member of National House of Assembly who's supposed to like oversight function. They say, hey, leave it like that. Leave it. If you want go. And this is
leave us alone.
Let's continue the business.
You just called business. That's what you just said. So kidnapping is a business, a very big one, a multi-billion, business.
Should we be taxing them? Should they be? Maybe I think it should be Comrade Oji, Comrade Tanku, and Oji. Should we? How do we tax them? At least if it's becoming a business, then with this
big
new
business.
tax, they should be able to accommodate
business.
them. After all, they say.
How do you trust them and tax them? Even the police and the security agencies have not been able to trace where they are. We have not seen their
No. Excuse me, sir, please.
In a country where the system is working, how can people be kidnapped and then the security agencies and the local government and the state government is aware of their kidnap? Until today, nobody can trace where those people are. Talk more of even taxing the kidnappers. How do they pay their taxes? Through their... Well, it's funny and it's very, very annoying that at this point, the complacency of the security in Nigeria is a recurring factor. That high level of corruption has led to unnecessary compromises. That whatever you are doing, every commissioner of police in the state is looking at the governor to service his vehicles. Okay, let me give you a simple example. Like in Kagarko local government, last year, within 1 week, over 53 people were kidnapped. In that local government, if you look at the state mandate, their budget mandate, every local government, every month, about 300 to 350 million naira is being deducted by the state government. Sometimes you will see 219 million being deducted for unified service expenses. You will see 20 million security surveillance. You will see 20 million stakeholders management. You will see another 10 million, 9 million. So by the time you sum them all completely, in just a local government that is even having one of the lowest budgets in the state, about 300 or more than 300 million naira is being taken monthly. So just tell me, With that amount, if the government or the security is sincere in fighting terror, just within the confine of a particular local government, you have 300 and something million naira money taken away from your account, not to talk of the security votes coming from the state. Then I think with 300 million naira, you can purchase almost sincerely, you can purchase up to four, Hilux vehicles and fuel them completely conveniently within the month, and then other logistics. But if you see, it has become a transactional business that both the terrorists, both the security, both the politicians are involved. It's a
Now,
money making venture.
now,
Just like Erifai said the other time, it is not going to end anytime soon because people are making huge monies out of it, and it is very unfortunate.
Mr. Somi Oranta, are you not concerned? Let's even go with our report, our own record. 166 Nigeria, not that they are foreign, even though if they are not foreigner, they are not supposed to be under this element. But according to information we get from Comrade Tanko, we are looking at 4304
yes.
individual. But you and I, we don't see it as a problem. We are not. I don't think it's.
I think Comrade Tanko was saying that where do you even meet them? How do you know about them?
Or their location.
Their location, so they can collect tax. But I want to tell that they are paying. You know, the NSA has assured Nigerians sometime. I think one of those kidnapping.
Okay, yeah, he said they are fine. The children are very
fine,
fine. So don't worry, they will soon come back.
Even in this one, the governor of that state has assured people that they will come back. Shouldn't worry. Our man Gumi said he goes there, go to their place and meet with them. Say he goes with the authorities, government people go with him, so they know where they are, and I'm sure they pay their tax, because you must there must be tithe now after offering. There must be tithe. So the thing is, we don't have a system at all. It's just a business transaction. And the lives of Nigerians are being used, as a pawn.
We are not
In a chess
commodity.
game.
We are citizens, not commodity.
But we are commodity.
That's serious.
We are commodities. We are commodities.
Wow. We still have Chief Oji Alexander talking to us from Austria. We still have Comrade Tanko, Isaac Tanko, and we still have Somi Oranta. And these are wonderful Nigeria. The conversation is, I think we can do better than this. Nigerians did not deserve what we are passing through today. We can't have over 300 people under the custody of some element, and we are not seeing that adding. It's like it's not a big deal.
Joe, when you say 300 and something Nigerians in 2 local governments in Kaduna State, in the custody of these elements, these terrible human beings, these killers. Now, let me bring this one now. These people are not Nigerians. At least we heard so from the past late President Buhari, that they are not Nigerians. So people will come from another country, enter your own territory, and kidnap your citizens, go and keep them in custody,
And be asking for money.
and you are paying them.
Okay, let listen to a very, very wonderful, esteemed listener, wonderful listener. Please, let's do it this way. It's an appeal. Let's do 90 seconds, please. 90 seconds. It's an appeal. Let me beg. 90 seconds. And the way we do it, I only believe on a very, very smart, brilliant, intelligent conversation. Let's be chatting way forward, the solution. Yeah, we all know the problem. So let's listen to you. Let's do 90 seconds, please. 90 seconds. Okay, zero is an appeal. Let me beg. 90 seconds. And the way we do it, I only believe on a very, very smart, brilliant, intelligent conversation. 08171756338 is the number. 08036929933 or I have one caller at 0109126669908. Hello, first caller. Hello, good morning. Okay. I think we okay. 09126669908 is the number. Let's hear from you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Captain Blade.
Good morning.
This is Joshua Perkins, former citizen of Nigeria, now retired.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, you see, the security issue is pathetic. Obviously, from the statement of that police, you should know its incompetency. And because we do not have law to persecute these people, it is impossible to also tax them. Because most of this money don't even get to the commissioners. It ends up in individual pockets. As they say, highway C, 9 chopper. So if 304 people in captivity, I will have a commander-in-chief. Are we serious in this country? See, there are some dedicated people in Nigeria who given the opportunity. I'm one of them who would take care of these people. They are not much now. How many them be? And I believe that the state government have already put a budget for this kidnapping something. You can imagine what a lawmaker telling somebody to keep quiet, to forget about it. Wow. See, they are joking. No? They are joking. It's high time we nepal this issue. They don't have monopoly of wickedness. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for that. Hello, good morning. Okay, 09126669908 is the number. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Patrick is calling from Okada.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us, sir.
You people are doing a wonderful job. You see, this issue of kidnapping, you ask us to rather provide solution. There will be no solution until the list that was sent to us from the foreign country, 400 by number. The former administration sat on it. It did nothing about it. And then this one has come and replicated the same thing. What do you want me, ordinary Nigerian citizen, to do? When all the expert solutions given by security experts, both private and public, nothing has resulted in anything. Instead, it is increasing. So if the Nigerian government is not willing, our cry now is that let the foreign power come and help us. Because the foreign government, all they after is winning the next election. They are not after securing Nigeria for Nigerians, for the future generation to still join Nigeria. So because the use of the people cannot be cut out, the debt in the insecurity will end and terrorism will not end. Nigeria will continue to be victims of their own land. It's quite unfortunate.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. 08036929933 is the number. Another one is 08171756338 is a number. Let's take this. Let's listen to this. Our wonderful brother or sister. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is Muzo Chidebere calling from Makoko.
Hey, Makoko, thank you very much.
All right. You see, the problem of this country is we can easily forget things. The issue of kidnapping and killing happening in Nigeria does not start today. It has been there since the creation of this nation. So for me, I think the foundation in which Nigeria was created is the major problem why we are suffering today. And I think the solution to this problem is to restructure this country. They need to restructure this country because our constitution is not working. This is a constitution that permits INEC to rig election in favor of another person. This is a constitution that enables a kidnapper or Boko Haram to call them a repentant Boko Haram. I don't think that this constitution that we have today will take Nigeria to anywhere. They need to restructure this country, and I believe if the citizens of this country should come out together in mass and demand a good governance, I believe this madness is going to end. But the major problem we are facing is, can the Nigerian citizens come out together to stop this madness? The answer is no, due to tribalism and religion. They can never do that. And for me, I don't think that Nigeria is going to overcome this madness. Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. Let's hear your own opinion, your own submission. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Say me hi to your guest there.
Thank you, sir.
The name is Ethan. You see, this conversation would have been an academic exercise that would have led to results, assuming the government are looking for solutions. But this is a government that knows everything concerning insecurity in this country. They know where the terrorists are. They know the sponsors because 400 names of sponsors is with them. And the public is even pointing at some in their government. And the government is not doing anything concerning it. What kind of solution are they looking for now? Assuming they surrender that, okay, please, Nigerian people, tell us how to solve this problem. And we see them struggling hard, that they are really struggling and they are not getting solution. There would have been need for this conversation. But you are telling people who already know, like Goodluck Jonathan told us, that it's very easy to wake a man who is sleeping, but most difficult to wake somebody who is pretending to be sleeping. Our government is pretending to be sleeping concerning insecurity. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. Hello, good morning. Okay, 08092669908 is the number. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I'm a calling from Alaba.
Okay, Alaba. That's our area now. How you doing?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
My issue today is that our government is not ready to fight insecurity, because if they say that they are ready, they will have go before these people and hunt them down, because they know where they are. They will not deny that they know where they are and how to trace them. How can they demand the 19th vehicle? Okay, who will supply to them? I don't know people that will go and give it to them for that place. So in terms of tax issue, I don't know the reason why even our elite or our prominent people, if they travel outside Nigeria or other countries, they will see how other people are being organized. If they come back to Nigeria, they will not even do anything. I don't know that are they going there to learn to just, I don't know. That's what I want to do, sir.
All right. Thank you very much for that. When they go, maybe they will not be trying and see something there and see how they can implement it here. Nigeria is a wonderful place. Hello, good morning. Okay, 08171756338 is the number. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is Shola. I'm calling from Egbeda.
Hey, Oga Shola. Thank you for joining us from Egbeda.
Okay, sorry if I may ask, what about Citizen Jones?
It's fine.
How is it? Okay. What's your name, sir? You know, I just bumped in just like 20 minutes.
My name is Joseph Folorunso, your brother.
Oh, okay. Yes, it's nice having you.
Right.
So, sir, see about this insecurity. The truth is staring us in the face, but many people, you know, due to sentiments, are shying away from this truth. The government knows about, they are complicit, either one way or the other. Why am I saying this? Is it possible 100 and something people being conveyed? Are they using to carry them? They pass through somewhere now. You see, the truth of the matter is that the government, if such things are happening, just like Abacha said, if there is insurgency insecurity that lasts more than 48 hours, the government knows about it. So what they really care about is retention of power, to just, you know, at the detriment of the lives of the people, until Nigerians themselves turn the heat on their leaders. I know what I'm saying, no? It's something that is not something that we just sit down upon and start hoping or praying. We turn the heat on them directly. It's because it's not happening to their people now. So we are just joking. The government knows they are giving, and let's call it spade a spade. I want to round up by saying this: the northern governors
even Atiku that is vying for presidency, when did he come out to ever speak against these people? And these are the people, some people are advocating to be president. The Northerners know about all these things. And the government from the Southwest and other governors from all the Southeast, they are collaborating directly or indirectly by shunning those things, the truth, because of their political ambition. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Listening.
Thank you very much. I think we have one call. Is it? Hello. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. You are calling up from should be asked. Which country is that? Which country? Hello. Good morning. Wow. Hello. Okay. Good morning. Yeah.
My name is Friend. I'm calling from Mushi.
From where?
From Mushi.
Okay, Mushi. Okay, talk to Rose. All right.
Yeah. What are discussing? You see, in every school there is either principal, somebody in charge outside the teacher. You see, in this country there are people in charge. When I talk about the governors, the councillors, the so-called government. See, the problem I have with this security is that they are not showing any effort. That's not my problem. In a family, when something happens, you expect the man in charge to voice out than another person. But in this country, when something happens in a village, in a town, in a state, it looks as if there is no governor. In what happened in the northern side, I've never had the governors of those northern sides to shout as if something happened to them. It look as if it doesn't even concern them at all. Which means they have a hand in this issue. Because if they have a hand in it, it's something that does not concern you. Or something that concerns you when it happens. You show an effort that this thing affected me. But please, my brother, I've never seen any sign from the governors of this state that this thing happens to show sign that this thing concerns me, this thing will stop me. This thing is a problem to me. At the end of the day, the one language you hear them saying is that we will see to eat. We get rid of this one. At the end of the day, they will see anything to eat and they will get rid of this one. The only thing we hear is that negotiation, giving money or asking for money. So this thing, I don't know how we can make it better. This kind of lifestyle of our government. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you extremely very, very much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. This is Mr. Wabeja from Oshodi.
Okay, Oshodi. This is our
yes, on the security situation at Kaduna. I want to say categorically well that our IGP is complicit. The Commissioner of Police, they are culpable as far as that issue is concerned. That shows you the compromise with the situation we find ourselves. What is the cause? It's very easy to trace, but we don't have the political will to challenge it or tackle it as supposed. As somebody rightly said some time ago, if we have the political will, our police force are capable to take charge of our security and perfect it as supposed in order like our other clients. But the political will is not there. Even when they want to handle it professionally, you see the leaders trying to challenge them or use one excuse or the other to demoralize their efforts. Somebody was mentioning Atiku. I was asking, is the machinery of government under Atiku's control? That shouldn't come up at all in any way. We have somebody who has the government machinery at his disposal, both funding and otherwise. What is he doing with it? What has he done? Or what is he doing? Or what is he trying to do to take care of this situation? Nothing. We are virtually seeing nothing. Rather, we are seeing deniers, counter deniers, claiming efforts that they are doing something when they are doing nothing. And it's continuing day by day. Look at those people who live in there. They are not animals. We are here comfortable. We are thinking that it's all is well. While our brothers over there are going through pains on a daily basis. Somebody is sleeping, you will not be sleeping with your two eyes closed. And before you know it, they are kidnapped, as if they are kidnapping animals. If those people who are kidnapping people, if they kidnap the cows, you see what they used to do. Talk less of human beings. And we have a government who said that they will protect our lives and property. and nothing is being done, and nobody is holding them accountable. Even the press, I blame the press to an extent. We have cowards. I'm sorry to use that word. We have cowards in the press who are afraid of everything. Even if they're afraid of a breeze that is passing by their side. Other countries, the press stands firm. Even if you are counting them, they will tell you that they are the fourth realm of the how do you call it? So that is what we need. We need everybody to sit up. Those people are human beings. They are Nigerians. How should they be treated in this manner? And we are going our daily businesses without bothering until it gets to our doorstep. And it will get here very soon. I'm not praying, but it will. Thank you.
All right. Let's pick this call again. After this one, another call, then I have to come back to the studio. They will call it a day. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Obina calling from Idumo.
Oh, Obina, thank you very much for joining us from Idumo.
Please, can somebody tell me what brings APC to power? Is it not insecurity brought them to power? Why do you think that APC will fight insecurity? Can somebody cut his boots? Where will he use to sit down? Immediately, any other party enter in power, insecurity will go down. Insecurity will be automatically eradicated. The former president said that if they did not give him the power, Babu and the monkeys will soak their blood. If insecurity brought APC to power and they hold on it, that is what then we use to control the power until when God say the insecurity will go and another party, another different person take over the power. Thank you.
All right, let's see if we can have the last call. Then let me come to the studio. 90 seconds. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good
morning, sir.
This is Wadi calling from Ayobo.
Hey, Ayobo. Thank you very much for joining us.
On the case of insecurity you have in Nigeria, I think it's quite unfortunate. But in the case of Kaduna, I think our military institution will get them back. Our military men, these are capable men. These are men of integrity. These are men that are laying down their life for this country. What are we talking about? These are men that are living, and the President Bola is giving them the total support to do their job. This January alone, they've killed over 1,000 terrorist members. You can see what the Air Force is doing in Kaduna, is doing in Borno State, Sambisa Forest. And someone will call on radio and say they are doing nothing. What do you mean they are doing nothing? I'll make sure they are dying for this country and you are telling they are doing nothing. These are people who have families. You are here in Lagos saying people are doing nothing. Why can't you go and join the military? Why can't you go and join the group there and go and support the military? I just say and tell people who are dying for this country that they are doing nothing.
All right, sir.
Almost 1,000 kidnapping victims have been rescued.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, let's just if you can do it in like 60 seconds because we actually out of time. Can you try 60 seconds, please? Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. Wow. I was trying to say, okay, this should be last. Okay, last call, 60 seconds. If you can help us.
I will help you, my brother. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Sunday Uzawulu. Monday Hikanomozo. I'm calling from Elasa.
Okay, talk to us.
Yeah, the question you asked earlier is solution, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Good. My own is this. The foundation of Nigeria is too wicked and corrupt and bad by pretend. You are a journalist. You can verify and go into your research and find out. The document of amalgamation of this country is after 100 years, these people can come together and sit on the round table and discuss if they will continue or not. Today, nobody has done that. You are a journalist. You can go into your research and find out if what I said is true or false.
All right, sir.
Now, as of today, this insecurity, my president and your president, Tinubu, has an agreement before they gave him this power. And who are doing this? retain.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Were you part of that? Were you there? Were you there in that agreement? Because in the media, we can't just
Yeah.
say something until when you
Good.
are saying that okay, out of the 10 people that are there, it is you that make them number 10.
Okay, you want evidence so that we agree.
Now because you will ask me, say, if I'm
Good.
saying something else,
You are a journalist. You are a journalist. Why is it that your brother is the president cannot do anything? Where any governor from the north condemn this mess? Have you had it?
okay.
All these politicians, have you had it?
All right.
Now the solution is this. The solution is this. Please, I don't want to waste your time because the solution is this. Solution is this. The solution is this. Separation. Separation.
So we are
God bless Biafra. Separation is the solution.
We are out of time, Oga, because we are talking of how we can resolve this issue. Nobody is talking about the issue of separation. All of us we have to sit down and look forward on how some of us that are talking about the job. Is it comrade? Are you still there, Tanko? Oga Tanko. Okay. Let's say your closing thought, please. Way forward. How do we get this our wonderful brother back to our various to their home, to their churches, to their mosques?
Well, I don't know. The security is in charge of that, and the government is in charge of that. They should act as they used to do in the past. But let me round up by saying this thing sincerely. I'm sorry to say this, because sometimes political correctness has cheated this country and has set us backward. Because most times we want to romance words to please some certain individuals or regions. The major problem of this country is northern Nigeria. Whether anybody likes it or not, I'm a northerner. I'm a northern Christian from southern Kaduna. In southern Kaduna alone, we have about 56 different tribes. But most times, you see, we are being categorized as Hausa. We are not Hausa people. But the major problem of this country is from the Hausa extraction, especially the Hausa Muslims, because we have the Hausa Christians. They are completely complacent, prioritize religion over safety, they prioritize religion over productivity, they prioritize religion over progress in the same country whereby we are running a constitution and then some states are prioritizing Sharia law, dealing with business people who are from other faith extractions, destroying their products in the name of religion, and nobody is saying anything. And 80% of these criminals are not Muslims. They are spread across the country. They are spread across every region, and nobody is saying anything. And for God's sake, Northerners have taken advantage of government from the military regimes to this extent that they've created and favored themselves in such a way that anything that is coming from the central government, huge sums and much of the amount is just centered in the north. Like Kano is having 44 local governments. Kano is not as big as Lagos. Katsina is having 34. Katsina is not as big as Kaduna State. But every month from the federation allocation, monies are being sent to the local governments and they are diverting this fund. They are not developing their people. They are not creating wealth. They are not creating jobs. They are not doing anything. They are only using money, government money, to sustain religion. That is what is happening in northern Nigeria. And Nigerians should be aware of this. Except we are able to nip this hypocrisy, honestly speaking, Nigeria is not going to move forward. And unfortunately, we have a National Assembly that is completely complacent, who I think, are the major problem we are facing in Nigeria today. They are preoccupied by winning elections. They are preoccupied by pleasing Mr. President. Commissioners are preoccupied by pleasing governors. Governors are preoccupied by pleasing President Tinubu. I think except Nigeria should rise up to the occasion and fight back collectively, against any religious sentiment or tribal, bigotry. Without doing that, honestly, we are not going to win this road.
Thank you very much, Comrade Isaac Tanko. Thank you very much for joining us. Please be updating on what is going on, especially how some of these are wonderful brother, sister, mom, uncle will get their freedom back. Let me go to Chief Oji from Austria. Your closing thought. If you can help us in 60 seconds.
Right. I think Komotanko has touched a lot, and every other person in the studio and the viewers too have heard it. The truth is that once we know the problems, then we can begin to think or work towards a solution. We believe that the people at authority should be able to do better if they know better. But we have seen that this is a collective effort. Everybody has got to play a role. Nigerians have got to wake up to demand for, true representations and to be involved in governance. And I think that's the way forward. And to also hold people accountable. People in authority should be held accountable. The IG and the CP by now should be facing criminal prosecutions for these negligences and deliberate attempts to silence people, crying out for help. I think it's very culpable, and Nigerians need to wake up. And other communities should also, be inspired to speak out, just as this Kaduna community have done so.
Thank you very, very much, Chief Oji Alexander. Thank you very much, joining us from Austria. I hope next week, please create time for us. We need to have you on a conversation too. Very important. Mr. Somi Oranta, please, next week. We know you are very busy. We have a very, very important conversation. It's equally concern our side, the Niger Delta. Please, your closing thoughts.
I can't say no for Niger Delta. Anyway, for me, I think solution to this problem is in the hands of the government. They have the ultimate power of coercion. Now, let them, just like somebody has said and we have said severally on different platforms, let the government release the list of terror sponsors. There are 400 of them. Release that list. Name them, shame them. We can even talk about later about prosecution. Let them, stop this. Let them stop this issue of rehabilitation, reintegration, and de-radicalization and all that. They should cancel it and be serious about it.
Thank you very much. This is how we end today's show. My name is Joseph Folonsho. I want to appeal to you too that even we in the journalists, in this media profession, we do face a lot of challenge. It is God has actually helping us, especially some of us that decide to circulate, try something on crime reporting and the rest of them. Sometimes some agency would rather leave those people not to. People supposed to call, they won't call them and call us that we are over hyping the issue of insecurity. And I do ask people, let's assume you are one of your loved ones among some of these elements. I don't think you will be saying what you are saying. So, want to say by God's grace, maybe before the next, before Saturday, we hope that we, for here on VOP, we are not talking of 166 individual. We're talking of 304 individual under this element. Let's get them and let's join every one of us and continue to enjoy dividend of our democratic system. And this is how we call it a day. Thank you, Comrade Tanko. Thank you, Chief Oji. Thank you, Ogasomi Oranta. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right.